Yeah, good morning, everyone. 5 minutes to 9:30 New York open market or market open. Price has just taken sell side liquidity after bouncing off of a 15-minute civvy. Let's take out this mess. It's Tuesday. We are currently still trading above weekly open. It isn't uncommon on Tuesday, second day of the week, if price trades below weekly open and then possibly on Wednesday or Thursday trade back up into it if it were bullish on the weekly. Since it's a tough week to trade, NFP, we are so far, I wouldn't say without a bias, but on the daily, bullish. And generally, as long as we're above weekly open, I would remain bullish. But then again, most of the trades I take do not rely on daily bias. We have news coming up in half an hour, in 15 minutes, and then medium impact news, and then high impact news in half an hour. So basically at 10 a.m. New York time. And I doubt that we will be taking any trades. We shouldn't be taking any trades prior to that particular time. So it is advised to wait until 10 a.m., wait out this first 30 minutes, and then between 10 a.m. and 11 p.m., we could probably look for a silver bullet entry, just a quick 1-to-1 ratio, risk to reward ratio. And then from there, maybe we can get other trades before 11:30. We possibly could take. If we're content with the first trade, then we'll shut our computers and we'll go about our business. Price seems to want to go further, even though further lower. Just took out sell side, but it's bounced off of this 15-minute civvy right here. That's a 15-minute civvy. Stretch it out here just for visual reasons. And we are definitely disrespecting this 15-minute busy. Less than 30 seconds left, but that all can change in 2 seconds. This could just shoot back up. But after this downward displacement, displacing below these lows, creating this 15-minute fair value gap, bouncing off of this 15-minute busy, creating this 15-minute value, and then trading down from there, rejecting it. You see the bodies all closed outside, just below it. As expected, this 15-minute busy was disrespected. I do expect price to trade down, maybe halfway through this big 15 minutes busy, but I don't think this will be respected. I think probably to there's two fairness. One on the other, and down or one of the top is to the upward. So I think trades back up and boom should track up take low. I don't take right here. Relative equals close. That's how you identify relative equal lows. Now, normally ICT 2022 model, we would wait to see if we take out sell side over here. Let's say the sell side as it was taken out. If we see displacement to the upside, then we may take a long. A quick put it up here by also previous high, that is Monday's high. Monday's low was taken over here, tapped into a 15-minute BISI, and boom. I'm sorry about that. No, this is Monday's low. So basically, Monday's high hasn't been taken, Monday's low hasn't been taken. I do expect price to base at least trade down to this 15-minute BISI, which has not been mitigated. Price has not yet traded down into it. Because I'm a little bit more bullish today. I wouldn't even say I have a bullish bias, but still a little bit more bullish. I would want to see price trade down to this fair value gap before maybe taking a trade to the upside. Boom. I no longer need this. Beautiful move down. This here, just for, I won't need it, but just for your reference, for those of you who are watching, it has been inverted. So this is now a 15-minute inverse fair value gap. Why? Because price trade closed below it. Next candle trades back into it. Respects the consequent encroachment. The midway level is represented by this line here. Let me zoom this all out for everybody to see. It's clear of a picture. And then boom, trades down, sweeps liquidity. Now is currently tapping into this 15-minute BISI. As I mentioned, price disrespected this big fair value gap right here. I'm just going to draw it out for a second, just for you to visualize this. But I will not be keeping it there because I do not need it. This would be here, 15-minute BISI, and then another 15-minute BISI sitting right below it. Now, could price reach down for this, down to this 15-minute BISI? Sure, it can. We are right now, currently as of 9:30 candle, 15-minute candle, we are below weekly open. As I was saying earlier, expected on Tuesdays, Sunday, let me go here, just to go back a little bit. Sunday, yeah? Weekly open, represented by this line here. Stretch it all the way. Price trades up, it consolidates throughout, I would say pretty much London session, then boom, New York PM session, take up all liquidity below and below New York, taps into a 15-minute, an old 15-minute BISI from last week, which has only been tapped into once, second time, treating it as support. And then when price goes up, and then again pretty much here in Asia session. I would Asia, London, mostly consolidation. These are minor ups and downs, and especially London here. Not much happening, even though high impact news. And then New York takes out liquidity. It's resting above London high. Displaces, creates a fair value gap, taps back into it multiple times, and then boom, trades down. So I was saying earlier, so price mostly as of Sunday, mostly was above. It's consolidations basically between above and below weekly open. And then when it goes deep into below weekly open, taking out sell side, shoots up, back up uh, into above weekly open, and it stays there as of Asia session, even before from Monday, stays there from Monday PM session, stays there. Now on Tuesday, as I said earlier, sometimes price will tend, if it was up on Monday, it may tend to trade back down on Tuesday. Now it may remain down, or it may see some kind of rejection off this 15 minutes fair value. I'm not looking to take any shorts today, particularly after this big move. Unless the market tells us otherwise. So far, we have taken out another sell side, resting here. We do not have any PD array resting here. PD array that I look for would be the fair value gaps. In this case, there is no fair value gap resting below sell side liquidity, below this swing low. To me, that means that price should seek this PD array. I want to go on the 4-hour. See some kind of weakness. Daily. We have traded through a volume imbalance right here. The only fair value gap on the daily that has not been tapped into would be this one, sitting right here below the 50% level of the dealing range of the daily, which is this low, that high, this this line here represented by 50% at 19,398 and a half. On a daily, price took out liquidity, relative equal highs, resting above here, taps into a daily fair value gap, sitting above. We had that drawn in, but we took it out, and now price seems to be trading down. Let's go back to the 15 because that's the time frame that we find relevant. That's where we look for rejections of 15-minute high time frame PD arrays. Let's say we've tapped into this. I think we will go lower. We are nicely below weekly open. So if we were to go long, I would want to see some rejection here on the 15-minute, displacement on the 5 and the 1 minute. If I get a displacement on the 1 minute, together with market structure shift, bullish fair value gap, we will consider taking an entry. I'm going to go ahead and take this out. I don't think we're going to need it anymore. Just wanted to show you how this 15-minute BISI has become an inverse and used as resistance. Basically broke. It's like a break and retest. Boom. But this such trades, especially around the 9:30, between 8:30 and 9:30, should only be taken after having a lot of experience trading pre-market, uh, pre-market open. Otherwise, it's highly advised not to take such trades. won't be needing this 15-minute busy as it has been disrespected. Price may trade back into it if it were to go down further. Trade treat it as a resistance, basically tap into it, break, retest, and go down lower. If we see some kind of rejection here and we want to go long, if we want to take a quick long, we could take a long off of our setup criteria if it presents itself and consider coming out at this 15, taking profit at this 15-minute previously busy. Taking it out because we won't be needing it for now. Heading to take Monday's low, yesterday's low. Obviously, Friday's low was taken yesterday. Thursday's low was taken yesterday. Wednesday's low was taken yesterday. Tuesday's low has not been yet taken. We pretty much care about the last 3 days. That would be Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. All those lows were taken here, even prior today. All those lows were taken by Monday. Now, every time sell side is taken, we have a new sell side taken. Previous day's low taken. Taken as in swept. We've gone below it. We're below weekly open. We're below previous day's low. Very much heading for to take out previous week's low. Which I would say would be these relative equal lows here. Where are these relative equal lows sitting? Just want to zoom in. in this fair value gap and this fair value gap. Basically, they're between these two 15-minute fair value gap. If price were to trade down lower, it will disrespect this first 15-minute BISI and it will most likely respect this 15-minute BISI. Like I said, we've got news coming up in 10 minutes, 9 minutes. So just want to make sure that, yeah, okay. Pretty much basically we just sit and wait for this to give us some kind of direction. See, between 8:30 and 9:30, here we see a nice displacement, the fair value got formed, boom, price at 9:30 trades into it and then plunges. Now, you may ask, why didn't you take that? Don't usually trade during these hours, especially when there's high impact news coming up. This displacement, these energetic candles, displacing below the lows, trading back, fair value gap, it's this market structure shift, trade back, and boom, bada boom, and then it gives you pretty much no other entry except over here off of a fair value gap. I would love for price to tap into this 15-minute BISI right here. So far, it's heading that way. So far, it has disrespected this SIBI, even though the candle is not closed yet. On the 15-minute candle is not yet closed. There's 4 minutes left. But since it tapped into this, I'm gonna consider it disrespected. I'm gonna disregard this one and now focus on this one and then look for it to tap into this one. By which taking out previous week low. That's what the PWL is. 3 minutes to news. We've got 1 minute or less than a minute for news. Should mark out that 1 minute busy. And boom, that's the news reaction. Gonna go ahead and remove this 15-minute busy. Since we've tapped into this one, we're only gonna consider this one for now. And this could be impulsive reaction. Price taps into this 1 minute busy after rejecting this 15-minute busy. We're gonna give this 15-minute candle a few minutes. First 5 minutes before deciding whether we're gonna take a long or not. Remember, these are 1 minute cibbies where price may react should price decide to seek these highs. Obviously, there's one right here, which was tapped into. The ones I drew up there have not been tapped into. So this here tapped into almost immediately once, boom, taps into this 15-minute, and then taps into this after the 10-minute 10 a.m. news and rejects it right here. Of course, this move up creates this 1 minute, rejects it. This, in my opinion, will most probably be disrespected. But we must always wait and see. We're not going to say where the market is going until the market tells us where it's going. Simple. For those of you who don't know how I trade, it's the first time viewing these videos, these live streams. I use the 3 time frames, the 15-minute, 5-minute, and the 1 minute. I rely solely on the 15-minute fair value gaps. This is the PD area that I look for. I use them as sources of support and resistance. And I look for rejection off of these fair value gaps. 15-minute BISI sitting in discount, 15-minute CB sitting in premium. And then I look for displacement on the 5-minute and mostly the 1 minute. And my entry is exclusively almost on the 1 minute. After a displacement, a formation of a bullish fair value gap in this case, or a bearish fair value gap, and a market structure shift. Normally my entry, if we were going bullish, for example, here would be at this upper level of the fair value gap. If we are going to go higher, I would like to see displacement above this. We already have a minor displacement above here, but if we're going to go higher, I need to give this 15 minutes more time, and that more time will probably show us a displacement above this swing high and a tap into this 1 minute SIBI, inverting and making it an inverse fair value gap. But we also have to keep in mind an eye always on the 3 time frames. See how the 5-minute is reacting, how the 15-minute is reacting. So far, basically, I mean, look, this. We're kind of 50-50 on the 15-minute. So be very patient. 5-minute, we see this 5-minute SIBI nicely rejected. I said earlier, I expect one. I do want to see price trade into this lower 15-minute BISI. Followed by me saying that this 15 minutes, this 1 minute BISI will be disrespected. And there goes the sign that it's disrespected, closes just below it, and opens and then go. There you go. I will take this out since it has been disrespected. Now just want to see price trade down into this here. This SIBI was respected nicely twice. Now boom. If you want to take a quick trade off of this and basically trade up to here, but really there's no point in taking such a trade. It's a very, very quick scalp. I'll simulate this. Say you're taking a trade right off here, stop loss, say here, and TP. Not so sure if it's 1-to-1 basically. I tried because I'd like to say, it says I want to see price trade down to this. I could try this. But I would want it to look something like this. This could be a wick test over here on the 5 minutes. Where you'd expect this is how the wick test work, where you expect price after this candle close, the third candle would trade up to the wick of this candle and then trade down, and you could take your profit at the low of this candle. Let's try it out. If it fills us in, then we'll take it. Nice. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted price to tap into this 15-minute BISI, by which eliminating this 15-minute BISI completely. Okay, it looks like we won't be getting that wick test, but we'll keep it there for a couple more minutes. Let's see. I'll be back in a minute. Yeah, it's this is too big. I don't trust it. I'm gonna take this out. I'm also gonna take this BC out and we're gonna take down the SSL, our sell side. We took out previous week high, previous week lows. And where we go now? So these are the relative equal lows that we're just taking. Let me show you what I showed you earlier in 15 minutes. Remember, there's a 15-minute fair value gap we just took out. We just deleted. These are relative equal lows. What's below these equal lows? This, and that. A 15-minute BC. That's where I wanted price to test. And now we're waiting to see if this is gonna nicely reject it. And then from there we look for a long if it gives us that setup. Just want to point this out. Of a daily fair value gap sitting right here. Close proximity to the 50% level of the daily dealing range. Not not saying that price will trade back down into it. Price has tested it multiple times before. The one that price has not traded down into is this fair value gap over here on the daily. Just wanted to point that out. Higher time frames, PD arrays. More PD arrays sitting around here. Pull them over. You need to be very, very patient and see where price is going to reject the PD array. Now the current 15-minute candle will be the candle that tells us whether price wants to reach for lower PD arrays or not. If it does close below this 15-minute BISC. And then basically inverting it, becoming a 15-minute inversion fair value gap. And then possibly we would have to think about this. We'll probably take maybe a small scalp short off of this inverse fair value gap down to this or the price. But it all depends on this 15-minute candle right here, right now. And the first few minutes of the next candle. So if this rejects, this places up to the side, to the upside on lower time frames, then we'll look for our long setups. If it doesn't, then we can maybe do a continuation, second stage, third stage, all the way down to the next PD array. And if we do go long, if you're trading more than one contract, these would be the PD arrays to take partials before targeting the ultimate buy side liquidity resting above here. We do have relative equal highs over here. I would consider maybe that the ultimate, but the very, very ultimate would be sitting up here. Let me show you these relative equal highs by the end of the day. You don't need all of this. You can take off your full profit right here. You can take it over here, 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 and finally maybe right over here, these very smooth highs, this, and that. So, but that's first, you need a confirmation that prices is rejecting and is looking to go higher. So now this 15-minute candle, the current 15-minute candle, less than 3 minutes left on this candle, it kind of showed us some kind of, you know, I would say maybe in this case some rejection, or I would say maybe even false rejection, and then just wicks and trades back down. And now even trading below the 15-minute BISI, if it does close below it, then I'll wait for a slight retracement, maybe back up to this fair value gap on the 1 minute, and then boom, I will take a short. I mean, at least I will consider taking a short. Not absolutely confident, not absolutely sure, but we will look into that at the moment. Let's see what kind of sell side do we have on the 15 minutes. We still have not taken the next sell side, but we are about to. I want to mark out this, just pull this also. This has not been tapped into. This 15-minute BISI. Price is so close to tapping into it. And our next sell side, ladies and gentlemen, is right here. So yeah, so this 15-minute candle closed. This has become an inverse fair value gap on 15 minutes. If we want to go short, I'd like to see price trade right back into it, test it, and then take a short. It would look like something like this. Let's see. Show you guys what this would look like. First of all, so yeah, I'd like to trace down here, see how this works. Just to give you an idea of what we're talking about here. And let's say, let's see, TP sell side. I'm happy with TP at this fair value gap. Entry at the 50% level. I actually want to bring stop above here. It's the second fair value gap of the 3 candle series that formed this fair value gap. The 1 minute fair value gap, which I'm not drawing in right now, but this is it. This low, this candle's low, this candle's high. We did hit into that 15 minutes basically. If we tap into this sell limit level, I'll take a trade. Let me go ahead and set it. If it fills in, then we'll be in a short, targeting these lows right over here. Risking 42 to make it 127. Okay, we're in. By the way, just wanted to set IB, initial balance high, initial balance low. Balance high set first over here. Initial balance low. 1032, 1030, 1030. This would be it. Say lower. That would be initial balance low. Set. We're basically only, if it doesn't take us out, just we're talking about five, maybe around 75 points. This basically based on a break and a retest on the 15-minute, expecting price to trade lower, taking out the sell side over here. So if it works out. So far it's going against us. I'll be back in a minute. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Just I needed to. Oh, took us out. I needed to talk to somebody here. So if it took us out, then we're see with some rejection. We'll probably go long. Let's see. This is probably maybe the rejection busy off of IBL. That's cool. We'll see. We have a displacement. Excuse me. Very close to this 15-minute closing and rejection. Few seconds. If it does close above that inversion fair value gap, then that would cancel it as an inversion fair value gap and take that completely out. We won't be needing it. Even I would say even if it closes above the midway level, as it just did, I'm gonna probably not use this as an inversion fair value gap anymore. I wouldn't trust it to. This tells me maybe prices most probably going higher, rejecting off of this 15-minute busy. I mean, for me to go long here, I don't see any very clear displacement apart from maybe these, and I don't find them as big energetic candles, besides maybe this one, and still, this one did not displace. These two candles, not too convincing. Um, and to go long, first I would need to see price maybe trade back down to this. If it doesn't, I need to see big energetic candle taking out these swing highs and that swing high there. Um, Showing willingness that it wants to go higher. I mean, to take a trade along off of this fair value gap right here, I'm not so sure. I mean, that could be a displacement. That is a nice candle taking out swing high. I don't know. I think I'll give it a couple of minutes. I mean, even looking here at the 5 minute, struggling, to move quickly higher. So we might have to even wait for another 15-minute candle, this 15-minute candle to close, for it to give us some kind of indication on where price is heading. Okay, we have 10 minutes. If we don't get any trade right in within the next 10 minutes, we'll probably end the stream. I will most probably be looking for trades afterwards, slightly before, between maybe 11 and midday, and or maybe 11 and 11:45, and then maybe later during the PM session. We'll see. I think we're very close to the 50% level we had set earlier. Yeah, we're exactly at the 15% level. We just broke it. It'd be nice to see it come down here as I said earlier. So let's see. come down and then bounce, to be honest, back up. Just goes down below the 50% level. It just filled in some volume imbalance right here, very small. It's this gap between this candle's body and this candle's body. Now we have this fair value gap. I need to fix this. But, see, kind of. See how price reacts up off of that fair value gap. It's also a 15-minute fair value gap right here, even though no clear displacement above this swing high on the on the 5 minutes. So, but so far I am it's looking like a possible long. See how this price reacts right now. 10.50 to 11.10, 11.15. Maybe a two bullish candle rejection off of this 1 minute BC could give us an entry to the upside. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and call this off. Like I said, I might be trading later. So, for those of you, thank you for tuning in. And if you found this in any way useful or helpful, please do hit the like button. Consider subscribing. Till next.